Good evening and many thanks for choosing KUTV once again to keep you informed. It was the very end of September as we draw closer to Christmas, but for now let's get a short intro and then jump right in.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
That is right. On the sign language interpretation, we have Brian Perudo. Engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya and at Kemuma_Monari. We are streaming live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. Now, on his tour of international engagements at the 80th United Nations General Assembly, President William Ruto emphasized UN reform, strengthened bilateral ties, and advanced Africa's financial resilience, all advocating for self-reliance. He also confirmed that Kenya will host the 11th Ocean Conference come next year, expressing Kenya's commitment to protecting the ecosystem.
President William Ruto addressing the need for urgent UN reforms at the 80th UN General Assembly, New York, emphasized that democracies must be truly people-centered. He called for a more representative Security Council and inclusive international financial system, giving Africa a stronger voice globally.
The reform of the UN is no longer about if, but it is when, and that when is now. Because unless and until we reform the UN, it will continue to remain undemocratic, unrepresentative, and not fit for purpose. And it is the reason why, as we come to this UN at the 80th, we must also be very careful.
Ruto has announced that Kenya will host the 11th Our Ocean Conference in June 2026, the first time the event will be held in Africa. Speaking at the UN General Assembly, he emphasized Kenya's commitment to ocean conservation and sustainable blue economic growth. President William Ruto also met Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama, emphasizing that Africa must take bold steps to strengthen its financial systems. He proposed placing at least 30% of foreign reserves in African institutions to build resilience, unlock economic potential, and secure prosperity for future generations. On the other hand, Ruto met Azerbaijan's President Ilham Aliyev, reaffirming their commitment to deepen bilateral relations and expand cooperation in trade, energy, agriculture, and technology. He welcomed Azerbaijan's decision to open an embassy in Nairobi, signaling a strong commitment to the partnership. Kenya's active participation at the UNGA reinforced Africa's voice on global issues, showcasing leadership in UN reforms and economic resilience while advancing sustainable development and long-term continental prosperity. Edna Nerea, KUTV, Nairobi.
Well, many thanks, Nerea, for that report. We continue. The government intends to boost security in border counties through increased deployment of personnel and modern technology. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen made the announcement during the Jukwaa la Usalama engagement in Wajir. Yusuf Abdel Nasir has more.
Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration Kipchumba Murkomen has announced that the government will enhance the deployment of security personnel in border areas to avert security threats.
Our energy is to deal with the security problem.
Murkomen, who was taking questions from journalists during his visit in Wajir County, also stated that the Kenyan government is committed to investing in modern technology, including armored vehicles resistant to improvised explosive devices and drones to weaken terrorist groups posing a threat along Kenya's borders.
So part of the discussions today was to increase the deployment to this region of a more number of police officers, equip them with vehicles, construct more police stations. There has been continued investment in modern technology, better equipment, better vehicles that can withstand IEDs, reorganization of the officers to work together in a multi-agency form, equipping them, increasing our giving them more aerial support, investing in more technology, including drones.
Murkomen emphasized the significance of addressing security issues through a multi-agency approach. He noted that development and security go hand in hand, citing the ongoing construction of the 748-kilometer Isiolo-Mandera road as key to reducing insecurity in the region.
It is interesting how the more marginalized your county is, the more the security challenges. It is no accident that the ASAL counties are the ones that have the greatest challenges in our country. Number one being the threat of incursion or invasion by terrorist actors and banditry. All that plays around marginalized counties in the country. So there is a direct correlation between marginalization and insecurity.
Murkomen also urged the judiciary to decentralize courts beyond county headquarters to reduce challenges faced by police officers operating in remote areas.
Access to justice also is a challenge. When we went to Elwak, part of the challenges that the police face is arresting people and taking them to court, and the court is in Mandera. So transport becomes an issue, the cost of transporting becomes an issue, and therefore it is important to converse with the judiciary so that we have courts, not mobile as such, but courts in different towns across this region so that you don't depend on headquarters like Wajir, Mandera, and Garissa for great access to just at least magistrate courts. That will help a great deal.
Murkomen, when questioned about the alleged presence of Jubaland forces in Mandera County, a debate that has been raging for close to a month, clarified that while they are not technically within Mandera, their impact is, however, felt because of their proximity between Kenya and Somalia.
Si lazima wakuwa wamekanyaga Kenya.
Yusuf Abdinasir, KUTV, Nairobi.
Still in Northeastern, the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has condemned gender-based violence and child marriages in the northeastern counties. He blamed elders and local chiefs for supporting harmful cultural practices, noting that many cases remain unresolved. Meanwhile, Murkomen issued a stern warning to anyone desecrating symbols of national unity, stating that such acts are punishable by law.
Nini wazee, ile maneno niliona kwa TV ya kupeana msichana wa miaka 13 kwa lazima, mambo ya sexual and gender based violence, na mtu akiulizwa ati kwa nini mtoto wa miaka 15 amepeanwa kuolewa, anasema ilikuwa hii ni kawaida ya jamii ya Wasomali. Hakuna kitu kama kawaida. Sheria ya Kenya inasema mtoto under 18 years, any sex with that child ni defilement na ni violence, na hakuna kitu inafanyika kwa jamii bila wazee kujua na machiefs kujua.
Now, Cabinet Secretary for Public Service Geoffrey Ruku has criticized former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of misleading Kenyans. Speaking in Kabachi, Mbeere North, Ruku claimed that Gachagua only criticizes the government but offers no solutions to the challenges facing Kenyans. Ruku urged the residents of Mbeere to ignore Gachagua's noise, instead throwing their support behind the Deputy President Kithure Kindiki.
Kama unafikiria tuweni mwerefu, tunakumulika sawa sawa. Tunakumulika sawa sawa. Hatukuajiri hiyo fitina, hiyo roho chafu, the venom you have. We are not going to allow it to destroy the fabric, the democracy, the unity of the Republic of Kenya. You are extremely parachutes.
The now former president of Malawi, Lazarus Chakwera, has finally conceded defeat in the general election to his predecessor and now successor. President-elect Peter Mutharika Chakwera has accepted the election results, in which Mutharika was announced the winner by the Malawi Electoral Commission, having secured more votes than Lazarus. Chakwera announced that he will hand over power to Mutharika peacefully, stating that he respects the decision of the people of Malawi who desire a change in leadership. Well, we are due for a short commercial break and then we'll be back with more reports. So see you on the other side.
A new era, a new people. This is the Law Matters Show. A program that brings you legal sensitization on your television.
My statement is written and just the quote the prosecution.
I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga.
What policy recommendations were fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me, Elvin Onsongo, as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
Are you ready to take charge of your health? Welcome to Focus on Health, your weekly guide to staying informed and living better. Join me every week as I sit down with trusted medical experts.
Gynecology is basically a field concerned with mainly the female genitalia.
Explore real-life stories
During when the patient come in,
and bring you updates and tips that are beneficial to your health. Because health isn't just important, it is everything. Tune in to Focus on Health every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. I'm your host, Kandia Marian, and I'll see you then.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
Welcome back. We are doing this with Brian Peru. Engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya and at Kemuma_Monari. Let's continue. Kericho County has witnessed a worrying pattern of students' unrest involving recent rampages. This follows the burning of dormitory at Ngecha Boys High School just days after students at Liten Boys High School went on a destructive rampage. Rose Kaguku paints us the picture of the school fires witnessed in the country.
Days after unrest at Liten Boys High School that led to school's closure, dormitory at Ngecha Boys High School was set ablaze shortly after a group of students went on a rampage with fire destroying a significant portion of the building, housing over 100 students. However, locals intervened quickly, putting out the flames and preventing further damage, while the cause of the protest remains unclear. These recent events bring to mind the tragic 2001 Tanguli Secondary School fire in Machakos County, where 67 students died after a dormitory was deliberately set on fire amid students' unrest, marking one of the worst disasters in Kenyan education history. The situation underscores ongoing challenges, with student protests escalating to arson. The rampage has triggered indefinite closures, leaving students unsettled. Candidates preparing for national exams now face interrupted revision schedules and limited access to study facilities. These repeated acts of arson and destruction raise serious questions about school safety measures, communication gaps between students and administration, and the urgent need for peaceful conflict resolution. Rose Kaguku, KUTV, Nairobi.
2-year-old man Jacob Omunyu Onyaiti is appealing for justice, which has stalled for more than 2 years. Omunyu was allegedly hit by a teacher on a motorcycle who is now accused of bribing his way out of the case and refusing to present relevant documents to aid the investigation. Beryl Otieno brings us the full report.
The humble community of Machakusi village in Teso South constituency, Jacob Omunyu Onyaiti is a distressed 72-year-old whose life was completely changed after he was hit by a motorcycle 2 years ago. Omunyu, who now relies on a wheelchair, alleges that after he was hit by a high school teacher who was riding a motorcycle, his attempts to get justice have since been sabotaged due to bribery. Omunyu says he spent 2 years at Busia Referral Hospital before imputation. His pursuit for justice has been prolonged, leaving him helpless.
Huko alikataa kunisaidia hadi wakati akakuja kotini, alikataa kukuja kotini. Ndipo alienda kunishikia advocate. Hiyo mwalimu alihukumiwa kwa jela mwezi 8 ama faini ya shilingi 60,000. Na faini ya shilingi 60,000 inaenda kwa kaunti ya serikali. Mimi bila kulipwa chochote nikawachwa hivyo hivyo. Sasa najiuliza, haki ya mwanadamu katika ulimwengu ya nchi ya Kenya hii inapatikana wapi?
Omunyu narrates that he was knocked down beside the road by the motorcyclist coming from uphill, breaking his legs, causing him to fall into a ditch. He lost 9 teeth after hitting a stone. He then lost consciousness. He was rejected by doctors at the first hospital, which claims that he was a dead body, after which he was taken to Busia Hospital, where he received treatment for 2 years.
Ni wakati nimekuwa kando kwa barabara, hii mtu alitokezea upande ya juu na pikipiki akanigonga mimi kunitupa kwa mtaro. Wakati aliponigonga alikuwa amevunja hii mguu yote kumaliza, sikukuwa tena na mguu. Ndani ya mtaro ndio nilipata mawe ilipiga mdomo, ikang'oa meno 9 kwa mdomo, ikagonga macho, ikapotesha fahamu.
Despite the severe damage, Omunyu claims that the offender failed to offer him any support, neither appeared in court as ordered. Instead, the judge ruled that he be fined 60,000 shillings or given a 2-year imprisonment sentence, with the fine going to the government.
Mimi nilipewa chakula ya mpira kwa mapua, nikaendelea na matibabu bila fahamu yoyote. Wakati nilipopata fahamu ndio nilienda nikakatwa mguu, kwa sababu hii mtu alinigonga mguu kufunja yote. Na hii mtu hakugaramika hata chochote kunilipa katika wakati nilipopata ajali.
Jacob Omunyu now hopes that justice shall be served, even as he look forward to a future where fairness prevails.
Akili mweniko naye kwa hili kesi pia ameanza kucheza mimi kwa hili kesi.
Beryl Otieno reporting for KUTV, Nairobi.
In a poignant pursuit of justice, the parents of the 21 boys who tragically lost their lives in the Hillside and Arusha Academy dormitory fire 1 year ago have taken legal action against several key authorities supported by civil society organizations. The parents have filed a constitutional petition in the High Court, holding the school proprietors and other officials accountable for the devastating incident.
On September 5, 2024, 21 boys of Hillside and Arusha Academy lost their lives following a fire outbreak on the school dormitory. The emotional toll of this tragedy is deeply felt among the families, who are now demanding accountability and systemic change.
Of the rights of the deceased children.
Raphael Oliet, the lawyer representing the families, emphasized that their primary goal is to ensure all schools schools provide safe learning environments. The petition seeks to compel the respondents to release the findings from the fire investigation within 30 days, reflecting the parents' demand for transparency regarding the circumstances surrounding their sons' deaths.
We put it at the doorstep of the government that they have a right, they have a responsibility to protect the rights. That our parents, ourselves, will never take our children to school only to be called to collect bodies. Compensation is not enough, but justice and clarity on what happened would at least assuage the anger of this parent.
Boaz Waruku stated that while compensation may follow, their main focus is on ensuring clarity and accountability.
And what we are mainly seeking from the court is the defense of the Constitution and the upholding of the rights of the deceased children that were that their lives were cut short during the Endarasha Hillside Academy fire on the 5th of September 2024.
She highlighted the deep emotional trauma experienced by the families, stressing that no parent should endure the nightmare of losing a child due to negligence.
At Hillside and Endarasha, we are convinced that there was negligence and that justice needs to be served. We are convinced that someone should be held accountable because someone slept on their job. Because no parent in this country or elsewhere should send their children to school only to receive them in charred form.
The petitioners have explained that the petition goes beyond compensation. It is about upholding the fundamental rights of children, the right to life, safety, dignity, and education. They claim that the ongoing violations stem from silence and lack of transparency by duty bearers.
Now, our family in Alego Usonga constituency in Siaya County is appealing for help to bring back their daughter who is currently stranded in Saudi Arabia. According to the family, Christabel Atieno traveled to Saudi Arabia in 2022 in search of green pastures where she was employed as a house manager.
One family in Alego Usonga constituency in Siaya County is in deep pain and distress after their own daughter, Christabel Atieno, who left for Saudi Arabia in 2022 to work as a house manager, but recently reported to fall into trouble. According to her mother, Eunice Acheng, Atieno went in search of better life to support her family, but in 2024, a fortune changed.
Boss wake alianza uzushi na yeye akamnyang'anya kila kitu. Akanipigia mimi kama mzazi kuniambia kwamba mama nataka kurudi, lakini boss ameninyang'anya kila kitu yangu hadi passport, hadi ID yangu. Hakuna vile nitarudi. Nikamwambia wacha niongee na huyo boss. Boss hakunipea ruhusa ya kuongea naye. Instead, communication mimi na mtoto ilikuja ikaishia. Baada ya mwezi moja ndio mtoto ananipigia na niambia mama najua ushanitafuta kwa simu haujai nipata.
Her mother also stated that her daughter's situation took a turn for the worse in 2024 after her employer began mistreating her, and the matter escalated when she was reported thrown into a Malasi police station under unclear circumstances.
Amepelekwa Almalaz police station. Sasa mimi ninaomba tafadhali unisaidie mtoto wangu aweze kurudi nchini Kenya. Mtoto wangu ameshakaa nje kwa muda mrefu na yeye ndio tegemeo langu.
Domestic helpers in Saudi Arabia for a long time has been misled by recruitment agency, forced to work without rest, subjected to inhuman conditions with little or no pay, and sometimes being denied access to their travel documents.
Kwa simu haujai nipata.
The family of Atieno is worried about her well-being, and they are now calling on the Kenyans of goodwill and the Kenyan embassy in Saudi Arabia to intervene and help secure her release and safe to return home. Rael Makona, KUTV.
Now, leaders in Kirinyaga County are calling for the immediate closure of a Vopro EPZ Limited, a private avocado processing plant in Rukanga Makutano of allegations of illegal waste disposal and environmental pollution. This follows a petition by residents who accused the factory of discharging untreated waste into a nearby river, endangering public health and contaminating water used for domestic and livestock needs. Leaders now want an urgent cleanup and strict environmental conservation enforcement law to safeguard communities.
Vile watu wa Rukanga na petitioner walikuwa wanasema ni ukweli. Kwa sababu sisi tulikuwa tumeenda kwa ground tutafute facts, na sasa tuko nazo. Tutakaa kama committee na tuangalie mambo, alafu tutakuwa na stakeholder au petitioners, watu wa industry na pia watu waziri wa mazingira. Tutakuwa na kikao na tujue vile tutasaidia hao watu wa Rukanga.
Maombi yetu ni kwa NEMA pia wameachilia wakazi wa pale Rukanga. NEMA hawajafanya inspection kulingana na vile tuliona. Kwa kuwa ile maji ni chafu sana hivi kwamba italete magonjwa hiyo eneo. Vile vile Public Health Office tunahofia kwamba pia wenyewe hawajafanya bidii kuhakikisha wananchi wa pale wamepata maji safi. Na hivyo tunaomba kwamba wafanye kazi yao. Hata kama sisi tutashughulikia hii maneno, juu sisi ndio representative wa wananchi, tutashughulikia tuhakikisha kwamba hiyo maji imekuwa safi, wananchi wamekaa vizuri pale, hakuna harufu mbaya inatoka pale pia, ili wananchi wasipate magonjwa.
Kwa hivyo tunasema wenye kiwanda hicho, tafadhali fungeni kwanza, tengenezeni ile mpango yenu ya kumanage hiyo waste iko huko ndani, alafu ndio muweze kufungua baadaye, kwa sababu msipofanya hivyo, msipotengeneza hiyo mtambo, sisi wananchi wa Rukanga, sisi mimi viongozi ambao wako huko, itatubidi tu sisi tuende kotini tupate order mfunge kiwanda, ndio sasa tuone ya maisha ya wakaaji wa Mutidhi, tuone kwamba tumewapatia haki yao.
Migori County has launched a comprehensive healthcare improvement strategy aimed at boosting the quality, efficiency and accessibility of medical services across health facilities. Spearheaded by the Chief Officer for Public Health, Mabel Chanzu, the plan focuses on digitization, systems monitoring and aligning local health services with the National Taifa Care Program. A key part of the strategy is digitizing healthcare services, which will streamline hospital operations, enhance patient record management, and reduce delays in service delivery.
They attend to emergencies and mothers who want to deliver even during weekends and even night time. The facility, we are now using SHA for treatment. Those who are not registered, they come, we register them, we treat them, they go without paying anything. Any patient who come with SHA, we don't charge them. We give them drugs and they go. And right now,
our facilities have qualified staffs. They have everything is there. It's like everything in one house, one roof. And lastly, I just want to thank when we want to get information, we have people we call community health promoters. In every village, we have them. Those are our representatives there. So if anybody is not clear of what is happening in our facilities, get hold of a CHP at least, then you will get the information.
Just want to supervise and see whether the work is going on now, whether we have commodities, and whether the community is making use of this facility. And truly, we've seen the community is using the facility. There are deliveries for this month at 22nd. We are having 20 deliveries already. So this one means that the community is embracing and using the core.
A call for unity of purpose among Kenyans living with disabilities has been made in Nyeri during the Deaf Awareness Month commemorations held in the county. The Nyeri County National Council for Persons with Disabilities Service Officer Ken Kabene said that this year's commemorations will give Kenyans living with disability an opportunity to seek solutions to the challenges they face. Kabene also called for accreditation of sign language interpreters to enable them to assist in communicating government policies for the deaf during public forums.
My name is Kenneth Kabene, working with the National Council for Persons with Disabilities, Nyeri County. I'm happy today. The whole of this month we are behind the Deaf Awareness Month, which is doing the commemoration here at Nyeri Whispers Park Social Horror, where we bring out the deaf community within our county to come and create awareness and celebrate some of the achievements as a county and as a country that we have made. The awareness month, the Deaf Awareness Month, is an internationally recognized month where countries come together to help address issues that affect persons with disabilities. As you may be aware, there are quite a number of countries where persons who are hearing impaired are
At the Ulinzi Sports Complex Club, Ulinzi Stars and Kariobangi Sharks settled for a goalless draw in a tightly contested FKF Premier League clash. This puts Ulinzi Stars at top of the table by sharing the spoils after 90 minutes. Carabao Cup third round action delivered excitement and surprises last night across England, where Liverpool edged Southampton 2-1 in a dramatic clash where Chelsea came from behind to defeat Lincoln City by the same margin. Brighton impressed with a stunning 6-0 demolition of Barnsley, and Cardiff shocked Premier League side Burnley 2-1. Well, we come to an end. That is all the time we had for you tonight. I do trust you have been well informed, and many thanks for keeping us company. My name is Yvonne Kemuma. On the sign language interpretation, we had Brian Peru. On behalf of the entire team that was responsible for this particular production, have a good night and do enjoy the rest of your viewing.